What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and today I want to be talking to you guys about the Harpie Lady Sisters. A card near and dear to my heart. The Harpie Lady Sisters are kind of in a bit of a rut because at the time of this recording, there is no legitimate retrain for the Harpie Lady Sisters. And it was something that I wanted to do a video about because for some reason, I was thinking about the Harpie Lady Sisters. They was on my mind. And, I love my Harpie Lady Sisters. I just wish that, they had a retrain and that the retrain did stuff. Harpie Pet Dragon has at least 4 of these damn retrains. Why Harpie Lady Sisters couldn't get one? Why they just couldn't get one? Well, yeah, they're I don't know. Don't hold your breath. But, always hope for something in the future so that it can eventually happen. And that's kind of what we're looking at with Harpie Lady Sisters. So today I wanted to do a video on them. I'm going to talk about them as an individual card, the tons of support that the Harpies have for them, and the additional stuff that could potentially be good for them as well. So, when we go ahead and we talk about the monsters themselves. So, Harpie Lady Sisters, known in the OCG as Harpie Lady Sanshimai, Harpie Lady's 3 sisters. They have an attack of 1950, a defense of 2100, level 6, wind attribute, winged beast type monster. And their effect reads, cannot be normal summoned or set, must first be system summoned with elegant egotist. I don't know if you guys can see this. So, hold on. I want to try to see if okay, that helped look better. So, yeah, this is Harpie Lady Sisters. And I love Harpie Lady Sisters. I really do. Because I feel like Harpie Lady Sisters is kind of one of those. Hold on, I'm going to back up just a bit so you guys can see more of the Harpie Lady Sisters. Okay, there we go. So, yeah, the thing about the Harpie Lady Sisters is that because of this whole cannot be normal summoner set, and you have to be first summoned by Elegant Egotist, it's made it very hard for players to want to play Harpie Lady Sisters because they don't have any really groundbreaking effects. They're just a special summon monster off of a card that has rarely, honestly, a shorthand of targets that it can summon. A total of 6 monsters. And although the effects are not once per turn for that spell card, which is Elegant Egotist, and we'll talk about that momentarily, the Harpie Lady Sisters unfortunately just have that bad rep of in the actual card game, they're not useful, but in the and all the little stuff that they have been in the games of, like Sisters of the Rose, Sacred Cards, Wrath of Destruction, um, yeah, Duelist of the Roses. I want to even say maybe, because I don't know if they're in, Hercules is actually in Forbidden Memories. I want to say they aren't, but I have a weird feeling that they might be. So I'm going to say maybe, but I don't think they are. I think it's Harpie Lady, Harpie Pet. No, you know what? I'm going to say, yeah, they're probably in that game too, because there are a lot of buff up cards for them. And then, just all the little stuff. Like, they're even in Dungeon Dice Monsters as a card, too. And even in Dungeon Dice Monsters, they have more utility and support than in the actual card game for their actual cards. They were first released in Metal Raiders, so if you know Metal Raiders at that point, it was only a handful of cards. I think it was like Follow Wind, Harpie Lady, Elegant Egotist, Harpie Lady Sisters, and Mountain, the field spell. So you're not really doing too much there in terms of utilities and setups. The individual Harpie monsters the Harpie Lady did get printed as individual monsters, we can talk about now, and which was actually a homage to the Bandai variant of Yu-Gi-Oh, where Harpie Ladies 1, 2, and 3 were in the game. Harpie Lady 1 was actually just a she's Harpie Lady herself. Um, via the effects of Elegant Egotist. Fun fact: the Harpie Lady in the Bandai version is her artwork is based off of this Harpie Lady, not this one. It's just the fact that in the game they didn't even treat her as Harpie Lady 1; They treated these as Harpie Lady 2 and 3, and that they were all run out via the effect of elegant egotism, which is known in the OC as Kaleidoscope, the Magnificent Alter Ego. The combo game for the Harpie Lady Sisters that they were trying to implement was that if you have Harpie Lady on the field, use Ego to summon her, and then start poking at your opponent. Um, this would have been a viable thing if Harpie Lady didn't have low attack stats as she did. Harpie Lady 1 wasn't introduced until was it Rise of Destiny, and that Cyber Harpie Lady, the other Harpie Lady card, um, sadly enough, 1850, but because of how the game mechanics work, because you only have 3 Harpie Lady in your deck, these five Harpies are always treated as Harpie Lady. So you had to do a combination of things in order to keep the deck itself standing. Meaning that you can't play 1, 2, 3 in Cyber because they all have the clause of their name is always Harpie Lady. So until later sets introduce individual Harpie monsters that can become Harpie Lady while on the field or in the graveyard, these 5 New primarily targets to activate Elegant Egotist and to be summoned via Elegant Egotist, in addition to Harpie Lady. So your deck could consist of maybe 6 Harpie Ladies that were counted as 6 Harpie Lady Sisters and one of the individual Harpie Ladies if you didn't want a set of them, or just random into where they were in terms of multiples. Because Harpie Lady 1, Cyber Harpie Lady, and Vanilla Harpie Lady are the ones that see the most play. Sadly enough, 2 and 3 don't. And as you remember, Harpie Lady Sisters does not have any of their effects attached to hers because they legitimately came out sets later for the Yu-Gi-Oh series. So, damn, that was kind of really brutal, but it's kind of really true. We did get here and there support, and I actually just want to go through it overall because I know a lot of people are, wanting to cut through the video to get to the bigger stuff. So Harpie's Pet Baby Dragon, Harpie Queen, and Harpie Queen more so the fact that she's Harpie Lady while on the field in the graveyard, so that the effects of Elegant Egotist would help speed up the process to summon the Harpie Lady Sisters. Hysteric Sign to help add Elegant Egotist from your deck or graveyard back into your hand. Harpie Channeler was another addition. Sadly enough, Harpie Channeler cannot summon Harpie Lady Sisters due to the clause effect that they have attached to them, which is that they have to first be summoned through Elegant Egotist. The same thing with, of course, Harpie most significant trap card, Hysteric Party, but because they are not treated as Harpie Lady, they couldn't be summoned off of its effect. The other thing was that, besides, you guys can even see Hysteric Party. There you go. So, because of the whole stipulation with Hysteric Party and just the Harpie archetype at that point, it really wasn't much to suffice then to even play Harpie Lady Sisters. Like I said, it took till Legendary Duelist Sisters of the Rose for Harpie Lady Sisters to really get their claws on. With support cards there. Now, we're not done because I forgot I got a couple of other cards, and I wanted to talk about them once we got into the nitty gritty. So, the only other card I can really talk about, oh no, there is no other card I can really talk about at this point. Because all the cards that have Harpie Lady Sisters in its text were held supported by these. Harpie Perfumer and Harpie Oracle. These two are the cover cards for Legendary Duelist Pack Sisters of the Rose, and in the LCG is known as Legendary Duelist Pack 4. Duelist Pack Sisters of the Rose. And with these two individual Harpie monsters, they were basically the resurrection of being able to play Harpie Lady Sisters. Now, why do I say resurrection of playing Harpie Lady Sisters? Well, these two monsters have at least 9 individual targets that you can easily play in addition to, well, hold on, because I want to say it was 9. Yeah, it's at least 8. Oh, no, it's 9, it's 9. And those cards are Elegant Egotist, known as Kaleidoscope, the Magnificent Double Gankers. Cyber Shield, known as Cyber Shield Cyber Bondage in the OCG. Triangle Ecstasy Spark, which ironically enough in the TCG has a weird name in the anime of it being Exterminator Attack. Uh, then the Harpie's Hunting Ground, Alluring Mirrors. Oh, that's not Harpie's Hunting Ground, it's Harpie's Feather S. It's Harpie's Hunting Ground. Harpie Lady Phoenix Formation, known in the OCG as Harpie Lady Feng Guang Formation, or Harpie Ho Ho no Jin. Then, Alluring Mirror Split, known in the OCG as the Split Mirrors of Seduction. Harpie's Feather S, also known in the OCG as Harpie's Feather Roosting. And Harpie Lady Elegance, known in the OCG as the Elegant Harpie Lady. These cards right here are basically the only cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to have the ability to be searched or retrieved from the graveyard via the effects of Harpie Oracle and Harpie Perfumer. And gave the buff to the Harpie Ladies that they technically didn't need because there was no way to search for a lot of these cards outside of those who had Harpie in their name via the effects of Hysteric Sign. So because of this, it did, in the 4 years later. No, I'm sorry, because Hysteric Sign was released in 2013, TCG and OCG. This didn't come out till at least 5 to 6 years, depending on where you are. 6 years if you're playing in the TCG. not 25, if you're playing in the OCG. And while that is significant to most players, and of course it was a significant boost, these cards and just their lineup of things unfortunately didn't play out like Konami wanted to do because, well, the Harpie Lady Sisters have to be run into the deck. Otherwise, you can't get a lot of the beneficial effects of most of these cards, mainly this one. Because of the fact that you needed Harpie Lady Sisters, or basically you need a level 5 or higher Harpie monster to do your shenanigans. There's also another thing for Oracle and Perfumer because they had additional effects while you controlled a level 5 or higher Harpie monster. And it didn't make it no better when Harpie's Pet Dragon received a retrain in the form of Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire Blast a few years later. And then even then, the individual Harpie monsters got another boost in the form of their first synchro monster. Yeah, Harpie's have a synchro monster. And here she is, Harpie Cyber Slash Harpie Lady. In OCG, she's known as Harpie Lady Scratch Slash. And Harpie's Pet Dragon, Fearsome Fire is known as Harpie's Pet Dragon, Saint Fire Giga. And because of the iteration of the newer Harpie cards, sorry about the glare. God damn it. I need some comments. It did make it better for Harpie Lady Sisters when here are two big targets that are level 5 or higher, and the additional effects can be done on top of them. For Oracle, it's to be summoned from your hand to the field. And then for Perfumer, it's a search of an additional card with Harpie Lady Sisters in its text that is not the same as the one you searched for. So while you have a lot of the mobility and setup that you wanted, sadly enough, Sisters just didn't pay the way for things to not be as good as they wanted to. And it just made things a little bit difficult later on. Now, for most people, are going to ask, well, what would you like to see in terms of a retrain when it came to the Harpie Lady Sisters? I think one of the big things that we're going to address or even talk about is the potential Harpie Triangle Ecstasy Spark. That could be potentially what Harpie Lady Sisters at end could end up being. Is, maybe they're going to be known as TES Harpie Lady Sisters. And maybe have the sparks of Triangle Ecstasy Spark being surrounded around them, or making even holding the orbs of their power that they're conducting to inflict the damage that they need to your opponent. Which actually they're not even inflicting damage. Triangle Ecstasy Spark is giving them, and it is making the attack of all Harpie Lady Sisters currently on the field become 2700. So their set base attack will now be at 27. If Harpie Lady Sisters had any boost before this card was played, that boost is negated and it will basically set them to 2700. Meaning, don't play Harpie Lady 1 and then play Harpie Lady Sisters and then go for Ecstasy Spark. You kind of want to do the thing to where you can at least get another Harpie Lady Sisters, or have a Harpie Lady already on the board and then ego into the Sisters give them the boost, and then ego again into Harpie Lady 1, which remember you can do with cards like Hysteric Sign or the effects of Perfumer and Oracle. And it's basically just to keep that whole thing of them having some decent attack stab and a negation on top of what XC Spark gave. I mean, I like to see that. Maybe more so, I want to see some monster removal because, sadly enough, Harpy's Phoenix formation was supposed to be the removal, but it has so many stipulations to it, it's not even used. One of the big stipulations, you have to have 3 or more Harpie Lady and our Harpie Lady Sisters. That doesn't seem too bad because of how the way the deck flows. I mean, the archetype flows. The problem is that once you use this card's effect to destroy those monsters, you cancel something from the main deck, you cancel something from the extra deck, and you can't conduct battle phase. So you're basically standing on a card that's only going to be used as a one-trick setup. And a lot of people were not happy about that, myself included, because the anime effect was way more broken, which was that it destroyed all the monsters, inflict damage to your opponent. You couldn't conduct a battle phase, but you could still suction summon. So yeah, it is. It was a lie. It was a lie. And like I said, we don't know what could potentially happen. We could get maybe some Phoenix Formation Harpie Lady Sisters. We could get some TES Harpie Lady Sisters. I know we can't get an elegant Harpie Lady variant of Harpie Lady Sisters. Remember, their artwork is on this card. And honestly, I would have loved to have seen an alternate art of Harpie Lady Sisters with this artwork being their artwork. Because a lot of people love this artwork. This artwork actually is even used on a judge mat. Yeah, there's a judge mat for the Harpie Lady Sisters. Featuring the elegant Harpie Lady as his artwork. And it, like I said, it's a lot of tie-ins that you can do with a lot of these effects or cards to at least give the Harpie Lady Sisters the look, but let's focus on the effects of what effects could be viable so that you don't feel bad when you go elegant Editas Harpie Lady Sisters. And hopefully it doesn't have the clause that attaches the whole cannot be normal summoner set because for the longest years, for as long as it could, that was the problem that you had. In that, you couldn't do the max successful summon because of the fact that you were relegated to the lack of Harpie ladies that the deck could run. Um, the support cards for the Harpies to inflict more support for Harpie Lady Sisters. And even then, most of the newer Harpie cards either say you have to have a level 5 or higher, or you have to have Harpie Lady Sisters to even connect most of them. So, it's just an irritating situation with that. But, I mean, this is, like I said, it's just some ideas that could be priced. Because now at the point where we're having a lot of these cards to help support things, it's like, if we do get this retrain, what could potentially be those things that attach to it? So that way Oracle and Perfumer can have some utilization. You can get the utilization of Triangle Ecstasy Spark. Maybe even create a better version of Triangle Ecstasy Spark. And at least get some, damage and stuff going. But you can only dream. You can only dream. And it was something I wanted to bring to the forefront because I want to see a lot of this happen. But yeah, I think what, we're running out of time. But I leave that question. What would you like to see in a return of Harpie Lady Sisters? And it's eventful now because we have the reprint of Harpie's Pet Dragon Fearsome Fire here in the TCG. Do you see that could potentially be a thing? So let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this video and what you guys think about the Harpie Lady Sisters and what you potentially like to see come forward when they do eventually give us a retrain of sisters. Hopefully not before they give us a retrain. Hopefully this comes first and not a retrain of Harpie Girl, who even though she technically doesn't need a retrain, it's not priority first. The little girl can wait. So, with that said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out tremendously. You can also follow me on social media. I'll leave those links in the description box below. And you guys can help support me even more by catching me on Twitch at twitch.tv/HarpiePlayerJoe, where I do my live streams. So, thanks everybody for coming. I appreciate you guys' support. You are all amazing. And until next time, HBJ signing out. Take care.